Tom. Killed it, man. We did so well. So the adjuster was from Liberty Mutual. We do a ton of work with those guys down in Denver. So we do them all, and you know, listen, you got a really old roof and it needs to be replaced, but it doesn't necessarily have a ton of hail damage, but he bought the roof, so we're super excited. And then on top of that, he bought the paint on the deck, the railing, he bought the gutters, he bought the back deck, he bought the siding over there. So it was a complete home run. Doesn't get any better than that. So I appreciate you trusting us for doing this, but yeah, it's fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Nicely done.
Yeah. So I think we talked a little bit about what color you wanted, but you had said the shadow brown, the IKO. So what we do, you have what's called a 3-tab up there. So it's nice, you know, it's totally flat, like there's no ridges to it, and that's a 20-year shingle. And this is like a 40-year shingle. It's actually a lifetime shingle, but it's much thicker and it's dimensional, and so it should look fantastic on your roof. So, and you like that shadow brown color?
I like the shadow brown color.
Cool. Okay, great. So then also on the, just I don't want to bore you with a bunch of roofing stuff, but on the felt, you've got 15-pound felt. We put on synthetic felt, and so the way it works is 15-pound felt is what most people put on. You see it, the black paper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can tear it with your hand. And then there's a 30-pound felt, which is twice as strong. And then synthetic felt is 6 times stronger than 30-pound felt.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And that's we're Lifetime Construction. That's kind of our company philosophy. We get insurance to pay for it, and then we put on the best roof we possibly can, and we do it for exactly what insurance pays. So we cut a little bit of our margin and just try to put the best roof we possibly can.
That end sounds terrific, but am I going to have to pay for it on the other end with a rate increase because of the claim?
Well, that's a great question. Actually, no. And the reason why, with a normal claim, yes, your rates would go up. So say, unfortunately, one of your kids left the bathtub running and it flooded the whole house. So Liberty Mutual would come in, they'd pay for it, they would, fix it up, and then they would increase your rates because it's user error, right? Your kids made a mistake. But with this falls into a unique category of insurance, what's called an act of God. And what happens is, because you didn't do anything wrong, right? It's like a hurricane. Those people didn't do anything wrong. It's an act of God. So they're not going to raise your individual rates. Yeah, so it works out pretty well. So there's no downside to it. I mean,
that was a concern. That was my downside concern, right?
Yeah. Our biggest objection is people think it's too good to be true. I mean, but there is really.
It does sound that way.
Yeah. So, but the other thing, the irony behind all that is, as much hail as Colorado gets, they're constantly raising the rates throughout Colorado as more people come and the more hail we get. So the irony is, your rates were going to go up anyway, so you might as well get a new roof out of it. So yeah, so that's great.
Excellent.
Any questions on that so far?
No.
Okay.
That part, I think, makes sense.
Okay.
As far as the removal of the old roof,
Yeah.
and the installation of the new one, you arrange all that with the insurance company?
Yeah. So we do a ton of work with insurance, and they really like. I mean, we've got a great relationship with them, and the reason why is we're a Class A general contractor. So what that means is that there's a lot. Unfortunately, in roofing, there's a lot of maybe not so great companies, and there's a lot of great ones too. But we're fortunate now we have a roofing license, we have a Class B license, which allows us to build structures up to 3 stories. We have a Class A license as well, and so because of that, they follow our lead. And so when we say, hey, you know what, we got to redeck this thing, we got to. This isn't going to work. We got to bring it up to code. Because of our credentials, they don't argue with us a lot. So we work directly with them. The only thing you got to do is, if you're here, you got to put up with some banging while we put the roof on. But this roof is an easy one.
So I deal with your company, not the insurance company.
No, right. I mean, you can certainly talk to them, but we're going to work directly with them. We've got a crew of people that work for our Lifetime Construction that do nothing but work with the insurance. And they've got a relationship with the inside people, with Liberty Mutual. Like they work with them on tons of claims. We do a lot of commercial with Liberty, actually. They're a big commercial insurer as well. So we do a ton of work with those guys. So anyway, so we'll handle the whole thing. And if you have questions along, let me know. I mean, you certainly can call them. I'm not saying you don't have to, but you gotta sit on hold with these guys and they're tough to get a hold of. So
Right.
we did make it as easy as possible.
What kind of, when they come back with their final report, do they share that with you? Do I share that with you?
Yeah, so everything is gonna go, that's a great question, everything's gonna go to you. The checks, the paperwork, every single thing is gonna go to you. And then, yeah, anything you get, we'd be grateful if you shared it with us. So what the original claim you're gonna get is just basically a base claim. So it's gonna be very low. And it's just the way insurance works. That it's just a low claim. And then what we do is no apology necessary.
It's good. You're going.
Working men's phones ring.
Yeah. So anyway, but I was just saying that we're going to go back and we're going to work with them to get the claim correct. And they know. So like I said, we've got a great relationship with Liberty Mutual, and so they're gonna follow our lead on what we need to do.
And what kind of time frame are we looking at after they've accepted the claim and paid it out for work to be done?
Oh, well, so the adjuster just left. He's gonna get you a claim, probably in the next week, as we said. But what we do is we just jump on it right away. Right? You've got a total roof. We want to stop the leak and we want to stop the damage. So we jump on it right away. They're gonna send you an initial claim and a small check. And then what's gonna happen is we're gonna finish the work, and then they're gonna send, and we're gonna bill them for the whole job, and then they're gonna send the rest of the money.
And this will be pre-approved by them. They don't send a small check, you guys do the job, and I've got $15,000 more, and then the insurance company says, no, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great question. Yeah, a lot of good questions. So you're right. In fact, I tell my customers, I will never come back to you and ask you for a dime. You've got your deductible, but we've got the porch, which is a massive porch on both sides, and we got the gutter. So the deductible is going to be paid for by that. So you can just touch up your porch yourself. As you saw, there wasn't much damage.
Correct.
And then we use that money for the deductible, right? And then anything left over is yours.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's this is a really good one. I mean, Chase did a great job with the adjuster, and what happened was, we not only got the roof, but we also got this porch and that siding over there. I'm not saying it wasn't wind or hail, but it could have certainly been an animal. And he's very generous with us, and Chase did an awesome job with the adjuster, so that worked out well.
What would be my incentive not to check with somebody else to see if they could take the same insurance money and come in a little bit lower?
Yeah, that's a good question as well. So the reason why is because with this situation, it's not a normal bid and buy situation, right? Where you get the lowest bidder that's going to do a good job for you, because they're just sending out a portion of the payment. And so let's say you found somebody, a buddy of yours or whatever, that came in $1,000 less. Well, guess what? You just saved the insurance company $1,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So the key with this, that's where most companies don't know how to work with insurance properly. The key is to take the insurance money that we have and then put the best roof possible we can on, right? So because we want to use every penny that they allocated to that roof, and so by doing that, we want to put the best roof possible on. That's why we're lifetime construction. We take a 20-year lowest grade shingle, get insurance to pay for it, and then we put on a lifetime shingle. So that was the design behind our company, and we've been blessed with a lot of success because most homeowners or roofers even understand that. Yeah, does that make sense?
After being explained, it makes perfect sense.
Good, perfect. Okay, so let me just get a little bit of paperwork from you before we go here. There you go. And Tom, what's the address again?
18 Ore Lane. And your personnel that come and do this work are insured?
Yeah, so our crews, Lifetime Construction, we've been around for about 12 years, and we're a $20 million company. We have 15 crews. We're hoping to do 20 million this year. we have 15 crews. Our guy's been with us from day one. You know, it works. This getting insurance to pay for the roofs really creates a lot of great opportunity, right? Obviously, the obvious stuff, if you're getting a roof, you don't have to pay a dime. We end up with a job. But the thing is, insurance pays well enough to where we can pay our crews what they should be paid to get the best crews. And then on top of that, we're able to keep them busy all year, right? So most guys will just come, most roofing companies will just come in for hailstorms.
I don't need any additional liability
No,
insurance.
no,
to
they're
have your
full,
guys
to
on
answer your question, they're fully insured with general liability and workers' comp. So, and that's the second layer of insurance, and we have insurance. So, you know,
So they're
yeah,
insured.
yeah, your insurance, you know, particularly with roofing, I say all that, and then of course the cities certainly make sure you got it as well, because it's a dangerous game. That's great. So, fair play. So what this document does, let's put this out of the way, is this basically just puts into writing everything I just said. So let me just start with this second page here. So this second page allows us to work directly with the insurance company. So it's the owner authorization. So like I said, they're gonna bring out just a really low ball claim, which, you know, it's not, they're not. I don't know if it's offensive, but it sort of is, because some people just take that money and think that's all they have because they don't understand insurance. But, you know, it's a low ball claim. We'll go back at the proper amount and we'll work directly with them. It's not a confrontational thing. They know what they should pay. And so this letter authorizes Lifetime Constructions or its agents to communicate directly with the insurance policy, insurance company, excuse me. So anyway, so if you can just sign right there.
Yes, sir.
All right. So then this second page is our agreement. So it's exactly what I just told you, right? It's pretty simple, straightforward agreement. And what it says is we agree to perform the work authorized by the insurance company, the rates the insurance company sets. So this is when I would tell the customer, but I already answered, you already asked about it, is am I gonna get a bill at the end, right? Because everybody's thinking it's all too good to be true, there's gotta be some catch. I will never come to you and ask you for another dime, and we put it in writing right here. So work should be done to most recent code standards. We get permits for all our jobs. We have inspections by the city. We have quality control people to come out and inspect. You know, we take a lot of pride in our workmanship, particularly in this industry. There's, you know, we're elite installers.
I hadn't thought about the permit aspect of it.
Sure.
You guys do that? I don't have to figure out who to talk to? And
No, we'll do the whole thing, and we'll post the permit, we'll schedule the inspections, and then part of what we do is we bill the insurance company afterwards for the permit fee, and they reimburse us.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
so it works out great. Yeah, it works out great. And we agree. We understand time is of the essence. So like I said, we've got a lot of crews, and you know, this is what we do year round. So we'll have as soon as we can get shingles up here, we'll have a crew right on it. So we'll let you know. It shouldn't be more than a week or two.
Wow.
We'll have a new roof. Yeah.
How long will it take?
This is not too big a roof, so I think a day and a half. Day and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, maybe even a day. They're gonna come up, you know, with it being a little bit out of town here, they're gonna probably wanna just knock it out. But it's I think a day to a day and a half, so, yeah. So, final payment from customer is due when customer receives final insurance check. So we're not gonna, you don't have to pay anything up front. We're gonna bill insurance, they're gonna send it, and when they send it, we'll just grab it from you, so.
Okay.
There's a 7-year warranty on the workmanship. So, yeah, that's well above, you know, if we did something wrong where it leaks. And then there's a 40-year warranty on the shingles. So
that's a much better shingle than what I had on it.
it's you're going from a bicycle to a Mercedes. I mean, you literally have got a worn out, horrible shingle to, yeah, it just came so far with shingles in the last 20 years.
That's great.
So it's nothing, you know, nothing offensive, but that's it. So the total replacement cost of the job is going to be to be determined by insurance. So, like I said, we're never going to ask for a dime, and we'll get the right amount of job for it. And then any supplements billed by Lifetime Construction and paid by insurance shall go to Lifetime Construction. This includes overhead and profits. We're going to again go back and make sure they pay everything they're supposed to.
Okay.
And then this part applies to us. Any work not done by Lifetime Construction, proceeds from that work shall go to homeowner who shall be working as subcontractor for those items. So that just allows us to, everything we're doing is completely legal and ethical. In Colorado, you can act as your own subcontractor. And so, you know, you can paint the deck, you know, and then keep that money. And of course, that's nice because it saves you from having to come out of pocket for deductible. Yeah. So, yeah. And then we're going to go with the IKO Nordic Shadow Brown. That's going to look sweet up here, that color. Nice. Okay. I'll sign right here. And then if I can just get your signature right there, that'd be great.
Sure.
Yeah. So I got a chance to meet your daughter, Michaela. She sure is a sweet girl.
I'm glad you like her.
Yeah, she's really neat. In fact, I've got a son about that same age.
I've met him.
Really? Maybe we can work something out. Those two would get along really well.
We could trade.
Yeah, we'll do it. We've been trying to pawn Chase off for a long time, so this will work out good. So anyway, but Tom, thanks a lot for the time, man. I appreciate you trusting us.
Thank you.
And it worked out great, man. I'm just, you know, that's why I love this business, man.
I'm excited to get the house in shape.
Yeah, doesn't get any better than this. All right, my friend, I'll be
Thank
in
you.
touch with you about everything.